people think it's a scam, and if he doesn't talk very clearly, they think it's nothing. Anyway, so do this. Write a program like this. Let's ask God about, how about the Super Bowl? What do you think of the Super Bowl? Sing, programmer, Jump Street, Obama, buy, run, and bummer, sell, comic soldier, says no swim. Okay, do a comic. Moses says, you have to do an offering, and then God gives back equal. So we say, Moses says, I've done a lot of Moses comics. Moses says, is my staff snake venomous? Moses had it. His staff could turn into a snake. God says, no. Moses says, what would it take? What would it take to make my staff snake venomous? God says, because fuck you. That's a Linus Torvalds quote. Because fuck you. Okay, now let's see what God can. Okay, so we're using the same numbers and everything. I didn't do any other programming. Okay, well, it's an acquired taste. If you should learn how to communicate like a god. That's everybody's goal. So let's give God more words. So I have everybody should talk like a god. So damn it. So these are the word files that I use. The standard is Augustine's Meditations. These are the word. This is just the words in it. What I use is the Linux dictionary. It's 100,000 words. It's really good. If you use the Bible, it's too many proper names. So I'm pressing F7, by the way. If you want to talk like me and walk like me, you can go to Holy Spirit and okay, so let me show you how to talk and walk like me. Go to the website, download the standard. Okay, it looks like we're almost done. It's 16 meg. Okay, we got it. Now we go to File, New Virtual Machine. Let's do typical. We want the download directory 16 meg. We want other 64-bit. We're going to make them display. We're official, you dumb fucks. Actually, the CIA canceled VMware. VMware is toast. We'll have to undo that order. So, customize hardware. Give it, I like to give it more than 4 to prove. Now we're going to give it 8 cores. And guess what? See this network adapter? Remove. We have a display. We don't use the sound. We use the PC speaker. So we have memory. Okay. So that's, you don't have to remove those, but it doesn't use them. Finish. So we have no network adapter. Okay. So how are we going to talk with God? With a timer, a stopwatch. I have a hard time explaining it, but it's a really simple concept. You get it. Okay, oh, we're installing. Hit yes, yes, yes. Install onto hard drive, virtual machine, yes, and then hit a key. So we're installing. VMware goes about 5 times faster disk than QEMU. I think it's actually faster than native, as a matter of fact, because native uses in-out instructions. In-out are intentionally slow. Reboot, yes. Okay, hit 1 for C drive. Now here's what you do. Take tour, no. Copy. Okay, so hit Control D and navigate to demo account example. This is my account files. You can put these on the clipboard. Be careful how you do the clipboard. Control insert. Oh shit. Control D. Okay, let's do control. Okay. So control C. And then you go to the home directory, go inside of it, and then Control V. Control V. Okay, so I just copied. Now reboot. Number 1. Okay, so now we just overwrote with the demo account is my files. It's not the entire thing, but it's mostly my. Now, if you hit Control M, you have my menu. You can hit, this is a make all, and this is a RAM reboot. So we just made the kernel and rebooted the kernel. There's no object files, no executable. There's a bin file, but there's no object files. So this is. Did you know that when you do this, let's go to the kernel directory. When you do the make, it doesn't include of all the files. There's no linker. There's no make tool. All it does is it includes all the code. How can it do that? Well, there's the kernel is 23,000 lines, and it can do that in about. It can do 100,000 a second. Anyway, so what were we doing this for? Okay. So now if you want to walk like me and talk like me, you do a stop. Let's go to let's do this. File, mount virtual disk. Now I always do the D drive. Uh-oh, what the hell? Password. Always do the D drive, not the C drive, because you can corrupt it from Linux. It doesn't do a FAT32 short name correctly. What is going on? Mount disk. Okay. I'm not happy. Okay. We don't have that directory. I don't know if it's going to create it. Now we want mount and read only. We want the volume 2. Okay, we're not using the other one, so I think we can. Okay, let's VM disk. Is that going to ruin it? That's empty as we speak. Okay. Oh shit, I am really nervous. I don't want to screw up my other mount. Okay, that should be right, shouldn't it? VM disk, well, I don't know why it is. Okay, now virtual disk, VMware. Oh, we want VMware production, VDMK. Now we want FAT32 second. That's the second one. That's the D drive. Now we say mount. Okay. Now we go into home. Where do we go? Linux. I have a batch file that does it. It's in user. I don't know Linux that well. User share dictionary. Oh, you can get it from my website. Let's get it from my website. No, I don't have it on. Yeah, I do have it on my website. Okay, words. Oh, here it is. Copy. And then you go to computer. I don't know if it's going to have permission. I hate permissions. Okay, now we're on. This is the D drive. Let's put it in the temp directory. Be careful. Don't move stuff around. Don't delete stuff. Only copy it in. It should be okay. Okay, we can't copy it in. Okay, so you know what we have to do? We have to go do it. Okay, we change slash mount sudo change. I don't really care about permissions. It's mounted. Is that going to be a problem? I don't think this is what we're supposed to do. Okay. Now undo the LS myself. That doesn't look any better. Okay, I don't know. It's not write access. Why isn't it right? What if we... Oh, how about let's do sudo, and then let's copy. Okay, ls. So we want to go to temp. Now don't do anything... Uh-oh, shit. This doesn't have permissions. It's a FAT32. Okay. Sudo. How about that? I don't know how do you say that? Sudo. I don't know. Copy. This is a nightmare. User share dictionary words to dot. Cannot. Okay, ls myself. Okay, now we have words. Don't mess around with it. Just get out of here immediately. Okay, now we unmount that. Mount virtual disk. I hope I didn't ruin my other installation. I use that mount point. It should be okay if I'm using them one at a time. But what if it put some stuff there? Unmount. Okay, close. Now we boot. Okay, so that's how you transfer a file. Now it's on the D drive. So if you go to D, drive D, it's in the temp directory. Words. Okay, not a text. Okay, it's a text file. Okay, so what do? We say let's see, I like to do this in steps. D is where all the transfers take place, and then when everything's looking good, you copy to C. So we copy to C, and let's put it in home. Oh, what the heck? I can put it in my location. We can compress it. Okay, now we go home, and we have words in here. Now we go to the Holy Spirit. The bottom of my Holy Spirit file is where I check for, let's just go to words. And let's replace this with words. It'll find the Z. Okay, escape. Now that gets included during boot by Adam. So basically let's reboot. Now if we hit F7, we should have the Linux words. And remember, we don't have networking. So, intimate forms. When I do my blog, I have some automated, I can do random sites and stuff. You will have all my blogging tools. Let's say we want a random movie. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, never mind. Okay, so you have all my files. You can get more of my files if you go onto the. So these are the files that come on the distribution. You can get more of my files from the miscellaneous directory. This is basically a tree that I have on my home directory. It would be nice to put this all into one tar or something like that. So there's some games. You can download these and transfer them in by mounting. You probably have QEMU, not VMware. Code scraps, we were looking at the COM. In the bin directory is some QEMU and VMware scripts. Let's see if there's any questions or comments. See if there's any questions or comments. If there are any questions or comments. So let's say you want to hack the kernel and you just installed. You go to the kernel directory, and what do you want to hack? Let's hack the directory command. How about that? So we go into block device, or no, what we do, Alt-A, we say dir, and that's number F2. So we go Control Shift F2. This is the directory command. We can say, what's something cool we could do? You want to do a beep? How about beep beep? Beep beep. Okay, so we just, what are we doing? Being retarded. Okay. So we're putting a beep beep into the directory command. Now watch how fast we can recompile. We hit escape, then we hit make all. This builds the kernel and the compiler, then we reboot. Why did we get 1 instead of 2? 2. Anyway, they were simultaneous. I guess it's not locked. Yeah, it's not locked. Okay. That's kind of funny. So in other words, if 2 tasks do it, you only get 1. Anyway. So let's say you want to modify the fat. What's something dramatic we could do? Block devices. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's recompile the kernel. Okay, so go home. That's annoying. So under my config is the kernel options for when we recompile. There's a text mode. So this is mount IDE carriage return, and then these are the options for that command. And when you compile the kernel, you can say text, and we're going to hit \n. Okay, now we reboot. Now that config is active. Now we recompile, and if we look up, it should, oh, look at that, we got a text on the command line. That's not good. That's not where we wanted it, so it didn't work. I screwed it up. So we have to go. Let's go back to the. Let's go back to the home. Let's pretend. Let's go. Let's boot the D drive just because. Let's pretend it's broken. So the C drive is kind of annoying. Down at the bottom, we can boot the D drive. RAM reboot D drive. Okay, now we don't have the directory modified. Oh, now we don't have the files. Okay, copy tree. Oh, that's gonna, no, that's gonna work. Copy tree C : home D : home. Okay, now we reboot. So I just copied. Now we do D drive. Now we have the directory normal. Sometimes you need to boot your D drive to fix your C drive. Anyway, just so we don't have that annoying directory beep. So what were we going to do? We were going to modify. Let's go to the C drive in the home directory of the C drive. This home directory. And we go to the config. And it looks like it was, it needs to be, so there's not a carriage return. These are get chars, not get lines. That's kind of bad. So it's getting a character for the drive. So it's going to work. So we reboot the C. Now the config has been enabled. Now we recompile with the config. Now it doesn't bail out. We need another. Okay. Basically, it's just standard in that we're modifying. It's nothing more than standard in, I guess you might say. Okay. Now let's try it again. Now we have the config. Now, okay. There we go. Okay. You might be wondering why it's not in text mode as we speak. The RAM reboot does not go to real mode. In order to change to text mode, we have to do an actual reboot, not a RAM reboot. The RAM reboot jumps as close to the beginning as possible, but it doesn't go all the way back into real mode. That's kind of embarrassing or hard to explain, but so we have to do it. We have to do an actual reboot all the way back to real mode. This is text mode, not to be confused with graphics mode. A lot of people think I run in text mode, but I don't. I made it compatible, which is pretty fucking cool. I made it compatible with text mode. The icons are just missing, but everything works. So let's go fix that directory. Control Shift. Why doesn't that say directory? dir. Oh, it's off the screen. F2. Control Shift F2. Okay, so Control Shift F2. Let's get rid of the beep beep. Escape. Let's go to the home. Okay, let's recompile and reboot. Guess what? It's still in text mode. Well, we didn't. That's not surprising. We got rid of the beep beep. Okay, we got rid of the beep beep. Let's go to home, config. Okay, this is gnarly. Okay, reboot. Now we recompile, and it did not put text mode. Now we reboot, and we're back to graphics mode. GR circle, comma 100, 100, 100. Okay, so now Alt Shift A, Control Alt A does a. We support 8-bit everywhere. You know, someday we might want to redefine. I think we want to redefine these for the next 1,000 years. I'm not doing variable width. We are only doing 8-bit. The rest of the world has to speak English. But we can get rid of some of these and maybe put Greek. It turns out there's a Russian font that's the upper 128. Now I did a Control Alt F. There's two fonts that will toggle between, like the Commodore 64. So let's try and get Greek and Russian working. Is there anybody else that's hurting? We should redefine these for the next 1,000 years. Now these lower values we can probably use too. My idea was to put the window borders into the low 32. We need I think it was 12 for the window borders. Whoever designed this, what were they thinking? I don't think this Greek is very useful. Why didn't you do it? I guess, oh well. The Russian. We have the Russian. Okay, the Russians have a 128. Okay, that's their business. I decided every country has to deal with it on their own. We want it simple. For the proper way is one country per version. I don't want cluttering up. The kids are supposed to have their own version. Actually, we want English. English will be burned into the CPU. But for other countries, if they want to make a version, the only way it's official if it has to be one architecture and one language. Anything else is not approved. Let's see what God says. Okay, anyway, so I guess we're done talking. Let's go see if there's any questions. Anyway, so I guess we're done talking. Let's go see if there's any questions. Anyway, so I guess we're done. So, these slanderous assholes, these are fucking Brit niggers or something. Experts crack nasty ransomware. This is spreading fear. The CIA is spreading fear and confusion. They're turning everybody into a cow, a cattle that you got to club over the head. It's just a dumbass cow sitting there chewing cud, can't make a rational decision. The people are so stupid that if you go to the NIST random site, they don't know if it's a random number. You go, is that a fucking random number? I don't know. It's probably hacked. The people, okay, look. Let's just explain something. NIST, let's go to, this might cause me some copyright grief. Okay, I'm going to YouTube. NIST, what is NIST? Okay, NIST is NASA. Okay, they're just as trustworthy as NASA. Okay, they're trustworthy. NIST, go watch National Institute of Standards. Okay. So the people at ARS are trying to make people into cows that are